Hey guys, Magnus here, bringing you another video. Today we're going to be, of course, doing the content list for the Simpsons tapped out Treehouse of Horror XXXI. So today we're going to be going through all the new content that we got in this update, just so you guys have a kind of guide, and also so I can give my opinions on each new item that we've received in this update. And then at the end I can kind of give my overall closing thoughts on this update, and we can no longer talk about it unless we do a Battle of the Best Events or something like that in the future. Speaking of the Battle of the Best Events, I realise that it is quite late. I do apologise. I'm going to try my best to get it out later today for you guys. Been quite busy in the old personal life, so yeah. But anyway, let's jump into this content list, and starting it off, we will look at the characters. So the first character that we got, obviously, was Old Scratch technically, but I'm going to be going in order of. So obviously we'll do the two free characters, and then we'll talk about the premium characters. So the two free characters that we got was, first of all, we had the Hell Teacher. Now, I'm okay with the Hell Teacher overall. I don't think she's terrible, but she does look very odd, and the animation looks off. I will say that, with her when she's walking around the town. Her questline, her tasks are decent. They're not terrible, they're not amazing, they're just okay. So I would say she's an okay character overall. Then we have the Hell Principals. I like this character a lot, really cool. Yeah, obviously it's Skinner and Chalmers, but they look quite different, and you know, they're two-headed, so it's cool. Yeah, I think they're awesome, so give them a massive thumbs up. I like the questline, I like the tasks. Overall, a very good character, I think. Then we have Old Scratch. I think Old Scratch was brilliant. I really liked him in the event as a whole. Obviously, he led the questline a lot, but in terms of the actual character that you can unlock, he's obviously the actor on premium. In terms of the actual character, I still think he's very good. I think it's bad that he was premium. I think he should have been unlocked for free. That's my one criticism of Old Scratch. I think if they made him free, it would have been perfect, but they didn't, and that's why I'm like, they really should have made him premium. Next up, we have the Torture Coach. I like the Torture Coach. Very cool. He's kind of meh. He is cool. I like his tasks and stuff, but there's something about him. He's not like a massive character. I wasn't like wowed by him or anything. So I think he's okay, but I certainly wouldn't say he was bad. He's okay to good. Then we have Demon Mo. This one is bad in my opinion. I just think it was a lazy kind of character that they made. It is technically in the show, but it's very brief. But the actual character itself has very weird like the animations it has are very similar to the Devil Mo that we got last year. So I think that for that reason, I have to say it's a bad character. But yeah, I mean, yeah. And then finally, we have the Demon Technician. He was the Act 4 one. Really like him. I've talked about him before in my last video on the Act 2 and 3 reviews. Act 3 and 4 review. So, yeah, very good character. Moving on, we have free costumes. We, of course, had Beelzebub was the first one. I like this one a lot. I think it's a very good costume. And Lucifer, same. Both very good costumes. They've both got very decent animations. Yeah, massive thumbs up for both of them. They're very, very good. Both of them were free as well. And then the super premium costume was, of course, Donut Homer. Now, I like this costume a lot. My only criticism, and you guys probably know it, is it's super premium. However, I think this one was okay in the fact that it wasn't like £20 or £16, whatever it is. It was only the £10 deal. So it was cheaper than super premium items have been in the past, which is a good thing. Now, I hope they bump that down even more. I'm okay with super premium items on this one condition. It has to be worth it. So if you're going to buy a dozen donuts for one character, that's really worth it. That's like really cool. And I would prefer them to be good deals than you know, like standard deals. So something, say like a building character combo is what, 150 donuts. So if you buy the equivalent of, say you buy 300 donuts, I expect to get 2 characters and 2 buildings. So if they put something for what is the equivalent of, you know, 2 characters and 2 buildings, and they just give us 1 character or a costume, for example, that would be a bad deal, in my opinion. Now, like, say a dozen donuts, what's that, like £6 or something like that? I don't remember the prices off heart, but let's say it's £6, just for argument's sake, for this hypothetical. Say if Donut Homer is £6 with a dozen donuts. That's a okay-ish deal. Like, I mean, it's not bad. That's what I mean. I'm okay with super premium items as long as they're worth it. But for the most part, they're not worth it. I am still against them overall because I think I'd rather them not be in the game than them be in the game, just because obviously I want players to be able to get certain stuff without spending money. I think that makes the game a lot healthier. I obviously realise that they need to make money, so they obviously need to have the super premium, or they need to have premium at least in the game. I get that. But with the super premium items, I would be cool with the super premium items if they were worth it. I just don't think Donut Homer was. So I'm like kind of leading on a meh for the price. It wasn't quite worth it, but it was better than previous ones. So it's not like, it's not terrible. It's not irredeemable. But the actual costume itself is a good deal. Is a good costume. It's just the deal isn't good. Moving on to buildings. So these are all the buildings we got. The first one, we'll go through obviously the Act buildings we got. So in Act 1, we got Hell's Kitchen. I like this one a lot. Looks very cool. Solid. Thumbs up for this one. In Act 2, we got Hell Labs. Again, I like this one. I know it's technically an interior, but they kind of like made it into an actual building. I like it when they do that. It's cool, building upon the actual established universe. I like how also that it's kind of consistent with this like kind of volcano thing, and this one has the volcano thing. I like that a lot. It means that you can easily decorate it. The third one is the Murder House. This one is amazing. I love the look of this. I think this one's probably my favorite in the update for sure. Easy residential building. Although I will say it was a bit loosely thrown in there, but I still like it overall. Then we have the Hell Stage. Now, I'm kind of like against this being a building, but I'm gonna give it an this is the tricky part, right? It's an interior. I don't like interiors, but this one in particular, this particular interior isn't bad. It's a cool interior. It looks awesome. So I will give it a thumbs up overall, but I'm like mixed on it being a building as such. Like, I don't think it should have been a building, but I get why they made it a building, because they wanted to give us more. So yeah, that's like the only building in the entire update where I'm like, but it does look cool. So I'm like, I'm definitely saying it's good, but I don't know. It looks awesome though. Then we have Old Scratch's Gym. This is a tapped out exclusive building. However, I think it's cool. It's fine. It's a really awesome building. This one was premium. It's kind of worth it. It looks awesome, so I'll give it a pass. And then Hell Mo's, I believe this one is also a tapped out exclusive. So yeah, but again, it looks very cool, so sure, I'll give it a pass. Moving on to decorations. So we got quite a few. We obviously had the Hellport Pentagram. This one's okay. The Cursed Desk, I'm not a massive fan of this, but it came with an animation, so I'm like, whatever. The Torture Locker, I like the fact that they added these to the store as well. But I'm not a massive fan of this one in particular, mainly because it's an interior, and two, I don't know where to put it. Like, I don't know how to decorate it. So I'm not a massive fan of it. The Demon Car, I like this one a lot. Very cool. Then we have the Hell Kids, the Crowds. So I'm not a massive fan of them, I'll be honest. Stairway to Hell, I think it's a bit small. It's a tad small. I wish it was a bit bigger, but it's okay overall. The Demonic Capture Chairs, I'm not a fan of these. Hard to decorate, a bit clunky. Yeah, I'm not a fan of them really. The Torture Stand is fine. It's not bad. It's not amazing. It's just fine. The Hell Globe is again fine. I mean, easy to decorate, I guess, but I mean, I'm not like too bothered about it. The Hell Scientists, Crowds, don't like them, I'll be honest. There we go. Then we have the Hell Graduation Banner. I like this one. It looks cool. You can kind of place it over the road or like a river. I don't know if you can do it a river, but you can do it over a road. So yeah, I'm happy with this. The Torture Conveyor Belt. Again, I'm happy enough with this one. I think it's going to be easy enough to decorate it. I was a little, when I first saw it on the wiki, I was like, maybe that might not be great, but I think for the most part it's fine. You're going to be able to easily fit that in. And then finally, Flanders Personal Hell. Again, this one is fine. It's just a gate really, but you can do a lot with it. So yeah, I think it's okay. And then that's pretty much it. Apart from some consumables, of course, we have the mystery box from this update, which is the Treehouse Horror XXXI mystery box. And of course, as always, we get a token. I always just throw them in there to remind us. Of course, there was no tokens in the store. There was no tokens in the prize track, apart from Act 1. If you didn't have the Elementary School from the previous updates when it's been released, you got a token. So there was only actually one opportunity to get a token if you have then that's only if you don't have the Elementary School for free. Otherwise, you have to buy them. So that concludes the update. I really love this ending scene, actually. I think it's quite the ending screen. I quite like that one. But yeah, that's the end of the update. Now, what are my thoughts on it? Now, I think this update was very good for the most part. Now, there was definitely things in here which I'm not a huge fan of. Obviously, some of the decorations, some of the obviously Hell Mose and with Demon Mo. I liked Hell Mose, but Demon Mo wasn't a great character. But in terms of the actual theme and the structure and how the update flowed, I think this is one of the better Halloweens in a long time, personally, for me at least. Now, I know that I'm kind of alone in all my opinions, but I'm not a huge fan of most of the Treehouse horror updates. I think for the most part, best case scenario, most of the time they're just good. They're never great. I don't think there's ever been a truly great Halloween update, in my opinion. But there's been some good ones for sure. And I think this one is one of them. I think this falls into a very good Treehouse horror update. We had some pretty decent characters in here, obviously some really cool skins, good buildings for the most part as well, and some okay decorations mixed in there as well. So I think this was very solid. Overall, I think this update would get a thumbs up from me. It's definitely good. I don't know if I'd go as far to say it's my favourite of the year, but it's certainly up there. It's definitely, obviously, I know there haven't been very many major events, but it's certainly in the top 3, I think. Maybe top 2, actually. I think I'd probably say it's in the top 2. So, anyway, tell me your thoughts on this update. Let me know if you managed to get everything, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.